Hi there and welcome to Darlene's Creative Studio. Today is day 12 in our daily December daily challenge. The prompt for day 12 is a Christmas carol. And again, I tried to come up with a different theme for the prompt rather than just a carol or the movie. So I did go with the movie side of the prompt. And what I'm going to do is just do a collage layout, and then I'm going to put labels of the past, the present, and then just have a little label for the future. And then the future won't have anything, but the past and the present, and then the future will be in there. So I'm kind of using the Christmas Carol movie as my theme, with the ghosts of the past, present, and future. So I'm going to do a collage page, and then I'm going to find a photo of a past Christmas. And I do believe I have a family photo when we get together with my side of the family. There's about 24 of us, and I do have a photo of all of us standing there. We got I think this was 2 years ago, of all of us there. So I'm going to put that photo in there. And then present, I will take a picture on with my husband and my mom and my mother-in-law. When we're having Christmas dinner, I'll take a photo and put that in there for Christmas present, and then the future is just unknown. So that's kind of what I've decided for this prompt. So let's go into our journal. And as you can see, this is the first signature. And I'm getting closer to the end of the signature. I wanted to get at least 15 in this particular one, and I have got about 4 or 5 pages that are just blank. So as you can see, I will have lots and lots of room to do my 31 prompts, but this one is starting to get nice and full. So once it gets a little fuller, when I close this, I will use a larger elastic to close this up. Right now, this elastic is just getting snug. It's not tight, but it's getting there. So, so we're going to move on. We've completed 11. Let's move over to 10. See, now this was just a blank layout. So I have about 3 or 4 of these in this signature, so I probably won't use as many in the next one. This is the last one we did, Home Alone, and I will be getting pictures of my mom and my mother-in-law to go in this side. And we did do the random acts of kindness, remembering your neighbors or families or friends that are home alone to keep them in your memories and send something to them. So we're going to be using this page here, and as you can see, this side is getting nice and plump from all my days, plus I have my ephemera folder on this side, so it's getting a little harder to hold it down. So I'm just going to grab this little paper clip thingy here just to hold this down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a collage background, and then I'm just going to add some labels, and then I will add the photos on top. So on this side, I think I'm just going to try and use as many papers as I can. I came across, this was a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to use that as part of my background there, like that. And I did distress the edges of this paper already so that you wouldn't have to sit and watch me distress all my papers. So I tried to do a lot of that off camera so that you wouldn't be standing there for 10 minutes watching me distress things. But you will have to watch me glue, unfortunately. So we'll get some glue on this page, and we'll start with this piece here. Okay, so let's start with this one. And we're going to put this guy right in there as close to the edge as possible. Okay, so there's that one. And then on this side of the page, ow, something just went under my fingernail, that hurt. On this side of the page, I think I'm just going to put a piece of music paper just to take, this is a very, very white piece of paper. And again, I'm more into the aged pages, so I'm just going to add a little of this music paper. I have tons and tons of this music paper in my scrap bin. I must have been making something with music paper, and I have tons of it. Just all these odd pieces, so I'm trying to use this up as much as I can. And Christmas to me is always about Christmas carols and Christmas music. So that's just a theme that you will see in a lot of my journals, is the Christmas music in the background. Okay, so there's our first two. And then I think this one I was going to put, yeah, I think I'm going to put this one on this side, but let's put some music paper on the bottom here. And I can never tell which is the right way up for music and musical notes. Okay, so I'm going to put this little piece of music paper on the bottom here, on this side, like that. And then I think I'm just going to put this little guy about there in the middle, because I'm going to be adding this guy at the top, so I don't really need him, you know, at an edge. So he's just going to be, and again, this was a scrap piece from my bin, and I did spend the morning sorting out my scraps for taking over the whole other side of this table. So I did go through everything this morning and sort it by paper and cardstock, pulled out all my tags, were all mixed in with it. I had little reinforcement holes that I dumped out of a box, and they were mixed in with everything. So I did kind of clean it up this morning, and that's when I came across some of this paper that kind of came in the same tones with the stripes and the snowflakes, and I thought that would make a good collage background. Again, this is white paper and it's very thin, so it's starting to curl a little bit there. And then I'm going to take this paper and I'm going to put it along the bottom here like that. And I try and do the layout before I start the video, just briefly kind of get an idea of what I want to do so that I'm not taking hours trying to decide what color of paper, because this could take a long time when you can't find something that matches. So we're just going to set this piece down here, right about there. And then I just had this little scrap piece that I'd cut off the edge because I thought this was a little too wide. I'm just going to set that across the top like that. Just to bring in some color across the top there. Okay. So that's going to go on the top right there. Like that. Okay, so that's just my background to kind of give me the theme that the coloring that I wanted. And then I took some of these printouts, and I believe, again, these were from Bohemian Crafting. I believe this was part of a kit that I ordered from her. This was, I think this was all like this, and there's another strip there. I cut this, this is one of my little envelope bottoms. This is the bottom of an envelope that I had closed. Actually, I got a bunch of envelopes at a thrift store, and they were aged and yellowed, just little tiny ones, but they were all sealed because they were so old, and they had them for $1. I must have got like 500 of them. But I grabbed them because for us, all we have to do is slice them and use them as pockets. So I have all these little bottoms of these envelopes, a whole pile of them where I'd cut the top off to use for other pockets. And I have these little bottoms, so I've just glued this little piece of paper on top of it, and I'm going to put this at the bottom right there. And I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac only because it's a little bit, getting a little bit harder for these papers to glue on right away because there's a bend in the page. So I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac for this one because I want to make sure he stays on there. So I'm going to put him down here in the corner. There's that one. And then Santa's going to cover where it says memo and stuff like that. I'm just going to put him up there, and I'm just going to use, he's just on paper, and I printed these out on some fairly thin photocopy paper. So I'm going to put him at the top there and cover up the word memo and all that. Okay, so there's that side with some stuff on it. And then this side, I'm going to take, again, this was one of those sets. I'm going to put this one, I believe, there like that. So let's glue him down. just kind of filling in the blanks, adding a little more background for these pages. So we've got our little, that fit rather nicely. And then this is a little postcard, and this is on cardstock. Oops, this piece, something stuck to it. So this I printed out on cardstock. I had a couple of these. And I'm going to glue this one down on the bottom, but I'm going to make this a pocket. So I'm only going to put glue on 2 of the sides, and I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac again because it's cardstock and it's a little sturdier. You want it to grab right away. With this glue, I find it doesn't dry right away. So you want to make sure this is really going to stick. So I'm just going to go across the bottom like that and make this a little pocket area right here, like that. Okay, and then I have this little guy, and if I put my family photo here, it's going to be landscape, so it's probably going to go there. So I don't know if I want to put him there, or maybe him over here on the birdie side. I might do him right here. Actually, let's just go ahead and we'll use Fabri-Tac. I find the white glue shows through the vellum a little bit, so we'll just tack him on there. Oop, knocking things over. There we go. So there's a little postage stamp there. All right, so there's my background. And like I say, I'm going to get my family photo and I will print it out on my little HP sprocket thingy. So it will probably go about there, you know, with the little photo corners that I have. So I'll do that. So what I might do, I might put a Christmas carol up at the top here like this, and then put the family photo kind of there. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So let's put the Christmas carol on. Hopefully we can see it fairly well. Yeah. Okay, so there's a Christmas carol. And then the little photo will go there. And then what I have done is I have these are cutouts from scrapbooking paper. And I had stamped on the back of that one to see if I could stamp on it. And these were scraps from that end paper that I used in one of my other layouts. And these are just little pieces. So I've just distressed the edges, and I'm going to glue these into the center of the little die cuts that I have there. So this was just a scrap, and it fit perfectly on there. And of course, Darlene, you put it crooked. Whoops. Okay, there's that one. And then I have another one here. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to put that one on this one. And then I have a third one, and I'm just going to glue that down on the bottom of this little postcard. And you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to put that down here. Like that. And I hope I'm still in screen here. Yes, I am. Okay. So again, I'll have a little photo here. So I'm going to take this little guy and I'm going to put it maybe right there. It's not sticking all that great. Put that there. So yeah, I'm going to put this one at the bottom. But what I want to show you, what I'm going to do with these labels, I have, these are Avery clear labels. So you can't see them there. It's actually a clear sticker. And I've printed out past, present, and future. And I did it the first time and I thought it was a little small. So I've done it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel, and I'll show you this one first if I can find the corner here. So it's just a clear sticker label like this. And I'm just going to trim it out. I don't think I need to trim much off the top, but I will trim some off the bottom. Like this. that one. So I've just trimmed it up a little bit. I don't want too much of the shiny part of the sticker to show. Like that. And then this says future, and I'm going to stick this one on this label down here. So now you can see it says the future, and then it has 3 dots, because we really don't know what the Christmas future is going to be. And then the same with these. I'm going to take the word past. Oops, if I can find the corners here. And again, I'm just going to trim it up. Stick that on the label part. And I'm just going to take a little bit off the top and the bottom. Take those off. And a little bit off the side. Okay. So then this one says past. And we're going to stick this one on here. So you can't see the label, you just see the word, and this one's going to go down here. So this will be Christmas past. With my little photo here, I can put it right about there maybe. Yeah, I think I'll put it there. And again, I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac because this is cardstock. The die cut is made out of a cardstock, and it's got a texture to it. So I find that the Fabri-Tac grabs better with this particular cardstock. So we'll do that one, and we'll do past. Right there. And then, I'm just going to put the lid on that. I've got present. And again, we're just going to trim these down a bit. Not too much. Take a little tiny bit off the bottom. There we go. Oop, stuck to my finger. Sorry, my head just stuck in the camera. And then this one's going to say present, and we're going to put him there. And he's going to go on this side. So I am going to have a little tuck spot there. So my family photo or the present photo might go here. So I'm going to put this kind of onto this side here. Because my family, it'll be the 4 of us having dinner. And it'll go up here somewhere. So I'm just going to stick that in there. Actually, maybe I'll move it over this way, because if I have a little tag, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. If I have a little tag sticking in that pocket, a little journaling card, which is what I want to do, because I want to write about each of them. So there we go. So I have my A Christmas Carol, my Christmas past, my Christmas present, and then the future. And then I thought I would take, and I have to put something on there because I have a shiny spot from my light. Then I'm thinking of doing like a little tag or a card that can go in these pockets. And I can write about my family and stuff like that. So that's that. And then I also have, I cut some of the tabs out of that same background paper. Ooh, that's really crooked. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on to the edge of the page just to pull that red in and make it fit everywhere. Come on. So we've got this guy, and he's going to go on the edge of the paper right here. Oops. Like that. And then we just need a little bit across the bottom here. Like that. Put the lid back on because it's oozing. And then we're just going to match those two up. There we go. So we have a little tab for that page, and then what I'm going to do is grab my corners. They're here. Yeah. These are my corners, and I'm going to keep 4 corners. Actually, I'll need 8. I'm going to keep those in with this page so that once I find those photos, I can actually put those in, and they'll go really nicely with this background color. But I'll have my family photo here of the past, a photo of the future, and then I'm going to have 2 little tags, and I think I have some smaller tags that I might want to put in there. Something like, as I was sorting this morning. So something small that I could just write a little blurb about. So there's that little tiny one there. And I think I have another one of those in here. Yes, these might be a good size. So I'll put this little guy in here. So there, now I can write a little blurb about what's in the picture. So my Christmas past, I'll write a little bit about the photo that I put in. And that will go in there. And then my present picture of the moms and my husband and I having dinner. And I'm just going to leave these 4 corners in there so that I can insert those, and I'll get 4 more for this side. And that's what I'm going to do. So, oh, and I need my number on here. So A Christmas Carol, past, present, and future. And I'm going to put my number 12 right there. That's my day 12. And there we go. So there is my spread or my layout for A Christmas Carol. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a very quick one. Again, I try and prep it a little bit beforehand so that I'm not spending a lot of time going through some of my scraps. Trying to keep them fast and quick and easy. I hope you enjoyed the prompt. I hope it gave you some ideas to use for your prompt of the day. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye for now.